What was the scandal at your high school college job? High school drama teacher was trading good grades and recommendations for sexual favors. He was getting kids into the best drama schools in the country so people put up with it. To be fair, he was doing a good job preparing them for what the entertainment industry is really like. Catholic school. Father T got a student pregnant. We all thought he was gay. So that was a surprise. The old switcheroo. Quick break. Whether you're looking for entertainment, education or inspiration, Audible has audiobooks for everyone. Link in the description for a 30-day free trial. I once worked in a very rural area with identical twins, steel working. Hardcore guys. The one twin's wife had an affair with the other and had a child. Genetic testing couldn't tell the difference between the two potential fathers, so they took it to Maury. Highly entertaining. Would watch again if I could find it. Thanks for the memories. Arkansas. In college, we had a pillow rapist. Basically, in the dorms, a girl would go to shower and leave her door unlocked. Pillow rapist would go into the room and jerk off on her pillow and turn it over. He got caught because a girl came back to her room for something she forgot. We also had a peeping Tom in the girls' showers. That guy broke his leg when he ran away and jumped off a second-story balcony. Fun fact: he wasn't a student. Sophomore year we found out some upperclassmen boys had compiled a collection of nudes of girls and were passing around a list of them to other boys. They were selling access to them apparently, with higher prices for more desirable girls. It was pretty ducked up and a lot of them were suspended and expelled from athletic programs they were in. We used to have this crazy hot teacher who would always wear little skirts to boys' school, and some dudes would take photos up her skirt and sell them to other dudes. It became a thing that everyone perved over her, and one day a guy saw a bra in the backseat of her car and he got caught breaking in to steal it. During a prep rally there was a contest for the best skit. People did pop culture references, funny skits, etc. Until two dumb ducks decided to do a skit of Chris Brown beating Rihanna in blackface. We made the national news and now that contest is no longer running. What always surprised me is people were more outraged about the blackface than attempting to make fun of domestic abuse. Student in my high school math class tried to get our teacher fired when her mark wasn't high enough. Her mom happened to be a superintendent who was best friends with our principal, but thankfully he didn't get canned. He was a great teacher. I think he lost the gig teaching AP math though. Sounds like a stuck-up bitch of a student. It's okay. She's not a student anymore. She now teaches. Our principal divorced his wife and married a girl who had graduated from the school like not even a year before. So technically legal. 20 years later and they are still married. And he's won educator awards lol. Our computer science teacher was a perv. He had a student stay after class so he can beat off in front of her. Edit. So from what I remember he had her stay after class to talk about her grades and then he proceeded to debug his hard drive. But she managed to escape safely. My sophomore year of high school, during a basketball game, a girl and two boys sneaked into the auditorium and had sex. Unfortunately for them, one of our school's few functioning security cameras is in there. The principal brought the kids and their parents in and showed them the tape. They all got suspended and the boys, both jocks from well-off families, didn't suffer any long-term social consequences. But the girl ended up having to switch schools. There was a foreign exchange student program being run at my school and the principal of the elementary school who started the program. Her husband was molesting, sexually abusing the exchange students that they were bringing into their own home. This went on for about 11 years until the exchange students built up the courage to report it to the police. The police kicked down the door of their house and arrested the guy. The principal left the school. The guy got bailed out. Tried to leave the country. Ended up jumping off the top story of a parking garage, ending his life. I can't imagine how the parents of those kids felt after they let their children come to America to get an education only to find out that their children were living in a house with a predator. Edit, just as a side note in case people were wondering. My school was a combined school K-12th grade. It was my senior year when it happened and I'm glad to have left after all that happened. Edit 2. Changed principal to principal cause I know how to spell real good. At my old job the director of the company, male, was sleeping with the COO, female. She was useless at her job and one of the reasons I left. The director's wife worked close to the company and I think she had an idea something was going on. Anyway, the director went on a business trip to Dubai the same time as the COO was on holiday in Spain. They were both still emailing work right at the same time as if they were working next to each other. I decided to find out where they were, so looked at the timestamp and the IP address the emails were sent from using Google. Turns out they were in the same hotel. Suspicions confirmed. Back in high school, my two band directors were having an affair with each other. They thought they were subtle, I guess, but everyone in the school knew. They were always in the office with the blinds closed, or off taking long lunches with each other. At band competitions and trips they would disappear for hours. Of course they were both married with young children. Eventually they decided to both move into the same neighborhood and go work at a different school together. I often wonder if this affair is still going on. I'm pretty sure at least one of them is still married. Soccer coach got caught in a sexual relationship with some female students. One of the assistant coaches for the track team got caught in a sexual relationship with middle schoolers. One of the very promising members of the pole vault squad on track team was suspended for throwing bags of ice out the window of our travel bus, aiming for oncoming traffic, and shattered the windshield of a passing pickup truck. So, yeah, he was suspended for the week of conference championships, which meant he couldn't qualify for sectionals or any of the rest of the postseason. He couldn't come to terms with missing those meets because pole vaulting was his entire life. So he shot himself in the head. A special ed teacher got caught selling weed to students and smoking it with them. A student got arrested for planning to shoot up graduation. Vice principal knocked up and got engaged to an 18-year-old a month after she graduated. A senior and an 8th grader were caught having sex in the auditorium, and both only got suspended. There were others, but those were the big ones. High school had a baseball coach pay teacher who was a piece of work. One day, he decided to go get rid of the weeds behind his baseball fields. I think you'll agree that the best way to do this would be to fill a backpack weed sprayer with gasoline, spray the weeds, and then set it all alight. That would have been just a bad idea. But he forgot to consider the $10 1.5M homes that backed up to the fields. Anyway, he lit a wealthy neighborhood on fire and torched the fences of a few relatively expensive houses. Thankfully, no one was hurt and the houses were fine. But some landscaping was lost. He tried it again the next day, but he won state championships. He was untouchable.